Happy Saturday, everybody. I didn't even open up my laptop. I'm such a terrible, terrible YouTuber. Giovanna's here, Jackie's here, June's here, Jody made it early. She's still driving. Hi, Candy. And hi, Ellen. How is everyone doing? Hello, hello. Let me see if I can refresh this and get us a little bit closer to being on the same time. Shazam. Oh, look, I can buy a house in Phoenix. Oh, nope, I could put air conditioning in my house in Phoenix. Okay. There we are. I hope everybody is having a good day, a happy Saturday weekend. Okay. I think that gives us the best spot. It's 60 degrees in Arizona, so it's warm for you, but I'm a little chilly. I still, long sleeve and jeans. It's still a little chilly. It'll start warming up, I think, March. It was starting to get warm last year, so excuse me. That's what we're hoping for. Where's my iron? We'll wait a little bit for everyone to pop in. Oh, 61 in Phoenix, see? Pretty close. It actually drizzled for like 3 minutes the other day. It was very exciting again. This massive rainstorm came over from California. It had like snow north of us, and it was supposed to like rain and stuff, but there's some type of a barrier. There was a barrier around Cape Coral. We figured it was something in the Gulf, like a coral formation type thing, a little reef or something. But here, I don't know, the rain, I watched, is this huge massive rain, right? And surprise, Arizona's going to be right in the middle of it. And then it broke apart, and then this part went up, and we missed all of it, except for that little bit. I'm like, my goodness, it's just not working here. Oh, yeah, see, we haven't had much rain at all. Giovanna's going to be late. Are you hanging out somewhere else or doing something else? You can come join us when you're ready. I have my microphone on, so hopefully everyone can hear me. Let me just make sure everything's plugged in. Can you hear me okay? Hi, Melanie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. First time here. We're glad you can come hang out with us. Today we are doing a chit-chat, play with scraps, because Robin didn't have many ideas. Okay, good. Just want to make sure, because one of the things, the wires, I didn't have it pushed all the way in, so I just wanted to make sure I'm all plugged in and good to go. A couple weeks ago, I found one of the couple of gallon baggies of my polka dot scraps, so I thought I'd play with those today while answering questions, which is why I have the microphone on so I can wander around the room as needed. I have a couple of questions that were pre-asked on my phone and ready to go. That's my old phone that I use for things like this now. And then you guys, if you have any questions, we can go ahead and do that too. Okay. As I'm pressing, I pulled out these little bits. As I'm pressing them, I'm just sorting them by color. So in case I want to do something with the colors, we'll just kind of hang out here and do not much of anything until a little bit after 11. So that gives everyone time to come in and have YouTube. Cords. You know how I am with cords. So that everyone can come in and get all settled in, and then we'll go ahead and play. Springtime. Hi, Teresa. So, of course, my voice is going to go in and out today like it's doing now. The asthma is in full force. I did all my precautions, so hopefully we'll survive. And if we don't, well, I guess we'll just stop early. And I will play more with my postcards. On Wednesday, you'll see a project that I worked on with my patrons that you guys will see tomorrow, as long as I remember to sit down and put it on the computer, because I forgot this morning, and it's using these fun fabrics. So I was making some fabric postcards and just sewing them last night, just getting caught up on some of them that were in the stack. And then, of course, I ended up staying up too late, and I got up at a decent hour this morning, so now I'm kind of like tired. Just the way Saturdays seem to go, right? Oh, look, I don't have any kind of oranges yet. Now, a lot of these polka dots are from one of you guys. You just sent me a whole bunch of your bigger polka dots and the little polka dots. So we have these to play with. Things like this, I should probably just go ahead and put in the fabric trash, because I'm going to try to mostly work with rectangles, but we'll see if I need it for anything else. There are some triangles in here from like cutting a square. Oh, this is a big one again. Hi, Charmaine. So pieces like this can easily get turned into used in a project, whether it's a quilt or a zipper pouch. I tend to be a little bit loose on my description of what a polka dot is. If it has circles of any kind, I consider it a polka dot. So some things, like this is not necessarily a polka dot, but it's got circles. So while it's a gray fabric that I store with gray fabrics and stuff, I'm still counting it as a polka dot. And some of these, I don't even know why. I don't know. You ever plan on a project, take a picture and put it up on YouTube, let everyone know what you're going to do, and then go, huh, kind of want to play with batiks today instead of polka dots. Oh, there's those fun little ads we get. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, this is what I'm going to play with, because it needs to be taken care of. It either needs to get tossed or it needs to get used somehow. So even if I only get a couple note cards or a couple of fabric postcards out of it, it'll count, right? It gets used. Like this. This fabric is just fun, and it's small, so I want to use it. I don't want to let this little bit go, but it's too small to like use in projects, because if you do the 1/4 inch and stuff, you're going to absolutely lose it. But I think it would be fun in one of the scrappy fabric postcards and stuff. So is anybody working on something fun this weekend? I'm going to finish the strawberry tote so that I can work on the larger one. White background, that goes in that pile. Some of these I recognize, not recommend, I recognize from, like I have some with the, I call it a balloon, because when I cut out the neck from a small baby bib, it has, with the pinking shears, it looks like a balloon, like you tie the string around and stuff. Packing up all of my embroidery, oh, that's a good job, because it's really hard to stay motivated doing something like that. So if you can hang out with people babbling in the background, nothing that you want to really like pay attention to and watch. So it's just kind of rambling in the background helps for projects like that. I always put on something I've already watched, like a TV show, or listen to an audiobook or something. Otherwise, I will pay attention to what's on the screen. Red, white, and blue rail fence. Those are fun. Those are fun. I have made a red, white, and blue rail fence. Is that yellow or is it orange? No, I like it orange. This one's orange. I am steering, one of the question is what size of fabrics and stuff I use. So I'm trying to steer away from things like this. What I would do is I have my rotary cutter and a ruler too, but I would just trim it down with the rotary cutter and I would make it so that it has straightish sides. With a rotary cutter, of course, it's going to be a better shape, but I do that because now I know it's ready. I've only touched it once. They say it's like when mail comes in the house, you only touch your mail once. When it comes out of the mailbox, this goes in the junk, this gets filed for bills, this is a Christmas card I've got to deal with or something, read it and send out a Christmas card to someone else. So when my scraps come in the house, I try to only deal with them once. At least that's my new thing. Obviously, in the past, I didn't do that because that's why I have this mess. But that's what I'm working on with my new system. Oh, that's going to help a lot, Jackie. Things in there that you don't have to worry about too much that, like that won't fall. If the dresser drawer gets pulled out or something happens and it moves around, you won't have to worry. So whether it's clothes or other miscellaneous items, that's really helpful. I think a lot of times people forget about the dresser drawers because you can take them out, put the dresser itself in the moving van, and put the drawers back in. So why take up extra space, like you said, with boxes or with the drawers themselves by stacking them up separately? I've been packing too, but I think I'm packing just a little bit differently than you are because I'm just shoving them in plastic bins and dealing with it in the future. I keep the recycle bin on the carport. Mail gets sorted. Yeah, sorted before it comes in the house. Shrink wrap the furniture. Ah, gotcha. So they've got all the good tools. I bought the plastic wrap that goes around it, not the shrink wrap, just a roll of plastic, like saran wrap for food and stuff, but for moving. I just thought it was great because it was on a cardboard tube, and you can just go like that. And I always thought that when the movers used those, it was really kind of neat to watch. So I'm going to make a decision and just do that. So there's the purple. So when I'm dealing with scraps, I keep the iron. You can see I have a towel underneath here. Oh, I had not planned on using, I should put this up here. I had not planned on using this iron over here. I have the other iron. I was supposed to be doing it over here on a double folded towel, but obviously I don't follow my own stuff because these irons, Dioliso, produce a lot of steam. So I could turn off the steam, but I like it. So underneath this towel, the table is already wet right here because it's building up in that one spot. So glad I checked. I normally do it over on a table. That doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think it's fun to play with. Not to play with, but it's very helpful when you're moving because I could even take like the curtain rods and I could wind them all together so that they would be easier to move. I did the same thing with the gardening tools and stuff like that. Okay, so let me take a peek. Oh, I have all of this so we can actually start with. Those were strips that were already cut and in the bin, so I'm going to use those. But the simple question I'll start with, I told someone that if they don't want to watch the replay, that I'll put their question at the beginning so they can go ahead. Now, this is a public comment, so I'm just going to say that Connie asked it. Okay. Oh, now I don't remember what video it was on. Hold on. It helps if I know the video. Because she asked about the project type stuff. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Let's see if it'll work. Nope. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Oh, and I was doing so good too, right? All right, I'll wing it. We can wing it and figure it out, right? We're smart. All right. Oh, log cabin blocks, that's what it was. I'm wondering if you're working with only one width to keep your blocks square. So my log cabin blocks are anything from 1.5 inches up to 2.5 to 3 inches. So 1.5 inches to 3 inches, And if you guys saw in the last live stream, I used my smaller pieces in the center of the log cabin, and I moved out to the wider pieces so that when I trim it up, I'm not left with just a 3/4 of an inch piece of a log on the outer rounds and stuff like that. So that was really helpful. I don't like to do log cabins with just 2.5 inches round and round and round. I feel like I can get more color and fabric in a block when I use a variety of widths. So that's also how it gets to become that improv shape, because the center doesn't always stay in the center. It moves everywhere. I do use steam. Most of the strips that I was given were mostly jelly roll strips and then cut off of like with the fabric and stuff. So it has a selvage on the end. So the bias bit to it isn't too much, but I love steam. I always use steam. Steam is my love when it comes to ironing. I can't do it without it. Now sometimes, yeah, when you're working with scraps, she's heard that in other videos that we end up with bias sides all over our blocks. My blocks can get a bias size. I have learned when I'm doing certain things, yes, I know in some countries that using the word scrubbing is not a good word, but I do like to kind of scrub at my block like this when I'm pressing it. And for the most part, it works out fine. If I know I have bias and then I know that I need to be careful and I will press, I know if I put a block down, like this purple one, right? If I take this and I just take my iron and I go at it like this, and this is like my seam, this part here will stretch. So I have learned that with my style of ironing, I have to make sure that I kind of go over like this. And once I get it to lay where I want, then I can flatten it out like crazy. This is actually a good piece of polka dots, so I probably won't use that here. This one, those don't matter too much, but I really like this one. This one, these are from my mushroom drawstring pouch houses that I made. There might be one left in my Etsy shop. Oh, I put the coasters in the Etsy shop, so if anyone was interested, I put them in. And I also put the new coasters that I made with my patrons for tomorrow. This is a Lori Holt polka dot. Oh, they have little circles on it. It's a really pretty neutral background fabric. And then I used the same fabric on the back of all of them. So I put all of these coasters up and then a bunch of other ones. So if anyone was looking for coasters, they're there. So yes, you can have bias everywhere. You just have to be careful with it and not go crazy. When I'm working with scraps, you guys know I'm working with I've got the last of it. You guys, I would pick through your trash cans if we were at a weekend sew-in or something like that. I would say, can I have your scraps that are in the trash? And I would pull these out. So if something happens and I need to cut a piece of fabric off or trim it down a little bit more, it's at the end of its life anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But if I'm using like real 2.5 inch strips, I'm a little more careful with what I do. She wants to know if it's a new fad or is there really something to it. So I say if you have bias, there's something to it. It's real easy to get your block out of shape if you have bias anywhere. Because like when we're doing the calculator strips, that's the whole reason I'm sewing it to the foundation paper, because I'm going to put this somewhere where I don't burn myself, because that paper is what's going to hold those bias edges and keep them from stretching. So it's true. It's not a fad. A lot of people don't want to use water in their iron, so they either go with no steam or they spritz it with a water bottle. Excuse me. I bought these. I have a few of these that I bought at the Dollar Tree. I love them. I use these for stubborn wrinkles. I'll spray the fabric and then iron it. And I also use it on the cats when they don't behave. So, you know, a little bit of both there, because sometimes I can just shake the water bottle and they'll behave, so I don't even have to actually spray them. So my little iron over there doesn't have steam in it, and I use it all the time on fabric postcards, anything with like fusible, so I don't get like fusible onto the iron. So when I'm doing this interfacing stuff like that, I do use that little iron, and then I don't worry if I press onto the interfacing and stuff. Have you heard of the Chicago Geese quilt block? It was a random video that played last. I've heard of, you know, the geese quilt blocks, but not the Chicago geese. Let's look. Whoops, that's not what it is. Just pressing buttons like crazy. Chicago geese quilt block. Oh, actually, I might have seen the same video as you because it's that right there. So I thought that was fun. And it looks like you're just doing the stitch and flip like you do. It's a pineapple block or a snowball block. And there you go. Fabric406.com, Easy Chicago Geese Quilt Block. That one did look like fun, and it looked like a great way to use up scraps. You can use those corner triangles as just one color or one fabric to unify everything. So that looks like it's kind of fun. Hi, Becky. Hello, hello. You don't want no scrubs? Jody's dancing and singing now. She's driving. No. Oh, there's Connie. Hi, Connie. All right, let's keep going with Connie's question. If I don't get it, Connie, just ask me again, and I'll clarify this more. Sometimes when I can't do it, guys, I just can't do it. When I'm working on projects, I like to iron at every step. I like that block to lay flat so that I can, if I'm paying attention, you know, if you're hanging out with me on Patreon, you know I'm terrible with this. But when I'm doing stuff myself without doing a video, I tend to mess up more when I'm talking to you guys because I lose track of what I'm doing. But if I make the center of a log cabin, I want to take it over and press it. Then I put the next on. I want to take it over and press it. I want to make sure that everything is laying flat. So when I put that next piece on for whatever block it is, it's laying flat and it's nice. So I do press all the time. Excuse me, but I can turn the steam off of these, and I do turn the steam down on my big iron because it's so powerful. But I don't mind that one either. I'll use that little palm one, and I'll use it for the calculator strips too, because you can sit it by the machine. So here's my thing. If it works for you, and you get the end result that you want and you need, then do it. If you hear of something new that other people are doing, you've never heard of it, it's probably been going on for 100 years, but it's new to you, try it. If it works for you, do it. If it doesn't, go back to your way. Or do like I do and meld them together and come up with a whole new way. As long as the end result works. If you're noticing that you're using wackadoodle scraps and you're getting all kinds of bias when you're ironing, you either need to iron better, trim better, or just not use bias, I guess. You have to be careful, Connie, if you use spray starch on the finish, because I learned, and many of you guys told me in Florida, that you need to spray your fabric with starch because it causes it to shrink in. So if you spray your block at the end, you can cause it to shrink in. So if a size, it needs to be 6.5 inches, and you hit it with the starch and now it's 6 1/4, it could be because of spraying the starch at the end. So be careful. But if you're just doing scrappy blocks and it doesn't matter, like you're doing crumb blocks, spray away. Starch all you want. All right, so that is that one. And then Teresa hi Teresa, she's here too. Some of my favorite spots, sites for inspiration, favorite rulers, and do I have preferred size to work with? Okay, my favorite sites to get inspired, YouTube. Anywhere where there's pictures, I'll go to YouTube. I'll look on Pinterest and Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I can't get TikTok now, of course, because if you don't have TikTok, you can't get TikTok because of the temporary ban situation that's going on and all that. But I haven't been able to figure out TikTok. But anyway, it's total loss of thought there. I go to Instagram and I go to Miscellaneous? I don't know. I go to Instagram a lot because you can start with one. When there was just blogs, I used to go to a blog and then there'd be like someone who'd left a comment, or they'd have like the favorite blogs they like to follow on the side. So then I'd blog hop and I'd go to the next one and the next one. And you never know what you're going to find. But I mostly hang out here on YouTube and Instagram. And then when I'm looking for something to be inspired with, I want to make a mug rug. So I might look on Pinterest. Sometimes I'll just go to Pinterest because I've been doing it for so many years. It knows what I want to see, so it just shows me stuff. Now, sometimes it's a paid-for pattern, and sometimes I don't want to pay for it because if it's a log cabin block, and we all know how to make a log cabin block, if you've made them before, of course, not everyone knows. But if I've seen how to make a log cabin block and it's just a variation of it, then maybe I'll look for a free pattern, because sometimes there's a paid pattern and a free pattern. So I know I should be supporting small businesses, but I only have so many dollars to spread around. So I try to get it to the people that I can only get what they have from them. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So for next summer, that'll be fun for next summer. Something to look forward to and prepare fabric ahead of time. Oh, Connie's right here. Connie's right here. Spray the fabric before you cut the fabric. Pressing is the most important. Yep, you have to be careful. You either have to start larger if you're going to spray it, or sometimes I'll just spritz it real lightly. I'll just take this and I'll take my block, and instead of saturating it, I don't even know what this is set at. Hold on. Okay. I didn't want it to come spraying out. So I might just give it a little spritz, or sometimes I'll spritz my my pressing mat, and then I'll put my block down so it gets that extra steam. I put way too much because I double sprayed it. And that'll help a little bit to get the block to lay flat. I find a heavy iron, the wool mat is amazing, and, excuse me, the clappers. Whether you make one, you get a piece of wood, you buy one, whatever, the clapper makes a huge difference. While I heat up the mat, press my block, and put the clapper on and walk away. Walk away for like 5 minutes, work on the next block. When this one cools down, the heat from the wool mat, the heat from the steam going down, and the clapper holding it in really does make a huge difference on getting a multiple seam block to lay flat. Hi, Beverly. Ooh, house blocks into a quilt top. Fun, fun, fun. I haven't finished my house blocks yet. I haven't finished a quilt. Log cabins. Beverly likes to sew log cabins. I'm in Surprise, Arizona, just outside of Phoenix, Sharon. I kind of know where Tucson is. Let me double check. Tucson's on the other side of Phoenix. Yeah, I'm on the opposite side of Phoenix from you, right? Because Tucson is to the east of Phoenix. Let's look. Oh yeah, you're way over there. Okay, so let me show you guys, for those that don't know, make sure there's no personal information on here. I am the blue dot, so I'm over here. There's the Phoenix area, so here's Arizona that goes up and around, and Tucson's down that way. I believe my daughter was telling me that they're going to put a Mission Barbecue in Tucson, because that's where she works. They're putting one in Paradise Falls is the first one to open, then Surprise, then Glendale, then maybe Tucson, and something north. Is that Glendale? I can't remember. She just rattles off names and I can't keep track sometimes. Let me make sure I got everything. Okay, you guys want to talk rulers? This is really no big of a deal that we're doing this, but... Oh, Jody's home. Walmart spray and cut it in half. Yeah, that was the thing. Did I say that out loud, or only think it? That you can water down the spray starch so it's a little more water and less spray starch to it. high winds, strong winds. It's like always breezy here. And so when there's no movement at all, it's really kind of unusual. Cleaning the messy sewing room. Oh yeah, when you get busy doing birthday gifts and stuff, you always have a mess afterwards, right? 3 baby quilt tops, California fire victims. That's awesome. Oh, Beverly, you're too far away from me. Oh, Seattle's 40. That's like a heat wave for you, right? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Ovidijas. This is a chatty one. We're doing like question and answer. This isn't like guys, I put links down in the description box for these actual projects if you want to see them, but the live streams just tend to be chatty. That's what they are. We're chatty, chatty, chatty. There was no way we were going to actually finish a project today. We were only going to put the fabric scraps down onto the interfacing. So yeah, there was not going to be a project finish. I wanted to do the Q&A before we got going because a lot of times, you know, it's easier to answer a question while talking live than it is to put all that information in a comment. So if we were to tell Connie, excuse my head, in a comment, and I answered her in a comment with all of her questions, which I don't mind the number of questions, I just want to be able to make it easy to answer her so that she can get the information, because y'all know I babble. This is a very chatty channel. We are here to hang out with friends and to talk. So that's what we do. I tried not chatting. I can't do it. Live streams, it's a free-for-all. Excuse me, my pants. You ever have pants that are just a little too big so they sag in the crotch area? Sorry, too much information, but that's what these pants do, and I have to pull them up all the time. Drives me crazy. Yeah, we chat. We're a bunch of... The point of this channel is twofold. One, for beginners to get all the information they need so they walk away feeling confident with the project they worked on. That's what the tutorials are for. Two, it's for a whole bunch of crafty, quilty friends. We have people that don't even sew that hang out with us because they like hanging out with crafty people. So we hang out, if you guys are right there, and right there, and right there, and right here, and we're just hanging out together, being all kinds of chatty, doing our thing, enjoying our day. So if that's not what's, you know, interests you and stuff, then this is probably not the location for you. There are other channels that do 5 to 7 minutes videos. You get your tutorial, you're done. But I hope you don't have any questions because they can't show you everything in that time frame. Excuse me. I bought P44F fusible. It's pink at Joann's. It's probably Pellon makes it pink, not Joann specifically. But this is the lightweight interfacing that I use for a lot of projects like this. I like it, and I saved the cardboard. That's where I was going. I saved the cardboard to put back on afterwards. So this is not, I bought a bolt once, and then every time I buy it, I buy 10, 15, 20, 30 yards of it, and I just put it on here. I'll have to find somewhere. Oh, actually, I don't know. Right now, the Joann's in Phoenix is closing. There's like 3 or 4 of them that are closing. But I have a Joann's up near me, the one that I was planning on going to. It's not closing right now. So I'm really lucky with that. Okay. Maybe it might be better if I just cut off a chunk of this and deal with it going this way. Oh, I got my cord. So I think I'll just cut here. I have 2 wool mats pressed together, as in just sitting together, not pressed. I just cut right down the middle like they do at Joann's with that little groove. This stuff is like, I don't know, what, 89, 99 cents a yard. It goes on sale. When it goes down, it used to go down to 29 cents a yard, and I would just buy, I'd buy as much as I could afford, you know. Or much, I didn't want to buy more than like 20 or 30 yards, so I would just stock up on it. Feel it? Rough side up is the glue. And then I'm just going to take this. Yours isn't closing either? Oh, yeah, Jackie, they're all closing down there in the Phoenix area. I didn't see any that were staying open. Put a couple of darts in the back of your pants. Jody, it's that stretchy denim material. So the more you wear them, the more it stretches. And my body is such a weird shape that, you know, my butt will hold it, but my waist won't. And yeah, so it just falls down. These are like my most comfortable jeans. I love to wear them around the house. 3 inches of snow. Brr. No white stuff here either. Oh, the interfacing? Or no snow? No, you don't have to do this. I like to do it because then I can just take my scraps and lay it down. I have to plug in this iron now. Let me turn this one off. Just press the little buttons off. It can stay plugged in for now. I have my glue bottle in case any pieces are sticking up and not sticking to the interfacing. I just find this easiest. You can use a glue stick, paper, fabric, you know, however, this is just a method that I use. You know, I haven't seen too many people do this. I would imagine other people do. I guess I could be the only one, but I would think that it's something other people do. So I just take it and I lay these down. Now, these are wide enough I could sew them together, right? So maybe I should, but let's see, second guessing. So now these ones are skinny and they're too skinny to sew together. Now they're not even, but that's okay. So let's see what else we have here. I just grabbed this stack. If I can sew them together, I would rather do that on a fabric postcard. Huh, look at that. Here we go. Here's some skinny ones down here. Here we go. So I even have these tiny, tiny ones. These are 3/4 of an inch. Whoops. Give it a little press. Hi, Terry. Happy Saturday. Yeah, 500 out of the 800 Joann's are closing. A lot of the stores are going to start at 20% off, and then they're going to drop real quick, they were saying on Instagram. And then they said it'll go really quick, and they want the stores to be closed within 2 to 3 months. So just to make sure I answered all of Teresa's question, I want to swing back for a second. Yeah, so I go to YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest, and then I just let it take me somewhere. If I see a project I like on Pinterest and it takes me to Terry's blog, or it takes me to Teresa's blog or Robin's or something, then I will go and I will look at their projects. I will check up at the top of their blog to see what tutorials they have and see if I have 2 right there. I don't care. It's fine. I'll see what else they have. Maybe they have something else that's fun to watch, to look at and learn about. And then it just gets me going from, I blog hop. But Instagram shows a lot of the new stuff, the up-to-date fun things. I don't know. That one looks a little flimsy. I'm going to, look, let it go. Let it go. I have a little space here to iron at least. Almost all closing surrounding areas, even as our biggest and busiest in Seattle, they're keeping Bellevue. Now, I checked in the Cape Coral, Fort Myers area down in Florida. Now, they had the Super Joann's, etc. It used to be an amazing store, but I went there before we moved here, and it was dingy, dirty, and they just took things, and instead of having like things on the shelves really close, it was like during the pandemic when you couldn't find food and cleaning supplies, they would just separate the shelves and make the aisles wider and stuff. So they didn't really have a lot there, but they are right now keeping the one that was the one I went to in North Fort Myers. So just outside of Cape Coral. So I thought, well, that's fun. At least there's something there. Yeah, see all of these? I'm going to do that. I'd rather sit down and have a little bit of fun with those and make, because I can make zipper pouches and stuff with that too. So hopefully they're going to do a bunch of restructuring. Everyone's like, well, maybe they'll stay online. And online is great and all, but online doesn't always work because you have to buy like 2 or 3 yards of something. And if you only want to go in, I like to go in and just get quarter yards and stuff. Just reading comments. Yeah, the one we had was really great until the hurricanes kept beating it up, and then it got a little funky looking. Hi, Sue. Yikes, lots of snow. Snow. I have these black ones here. I thought it might be fun to see. Look, okay, no rules, right? I can do what I want. Well, I'm going to start the black ones over there. And then these are really long, so fabric postcard is 6.5, but a note card is, I don't know, 4 inches or something like that. I don't recall. But I know I'm running low on note cards. Plenty of fabric postcards. I just got to get everything into the shop. So I have these two. They're the same fabric, so I can always cross them over. This side went narrower, so I can just do that. Remember, we don't have many rules here. Kind of do what works. Joanne's closing Phoenix, Flagstaff, Mesa, Casa, Avondale, Tucson. Yeah, but they're keeping the Peoria one open. And that one's like 20 minutes for me. And I'm not like bragging or anything, but I'm a little excited because I haven't gone there yet. I'm like, you're going to close the store before I ever get to see it? Totally my fault. I've been here years, so if I haven't made it to Joanne's. I'm just hoping they keep, you know, with the 300 that they're close enough for some people to still be able to go and, you know, visit and get what they need. Because it's important. Joanne's is really, you know, it's an iconic thing. So many people started their crafting at Joanne's. Yeah, it is really important, but for me, since most of the things that I would buy at Joanne's would be, it does get hard, but I know what, the thing is I know what Joanne has, so when I want a black or a gray or a red or an orange, I know which one I want to order. So I would have to go and learn a new place and new things. Hobby Lobby doesn't have very much here in the selection. I know Hobby Lobby is a sore subject for a lot of people, but we do have 2 Hobby Lobbies at the moment. I don't know if they've closed down the one after they built a new one yet, but they don't have a huge selection. They have fabrics and stuff, of course, but when I went, there wasn't a lot of stuff. Thrift stores, you know, check different places. I know Goodwill's another sore subject for people, but sometimes you can find things at Goodwill, thrift stores, or you could go to garage sales and stuff. Sue Smith finds stuff at garage sales all the time for fabric. So we either have to go to a quilt shop, buy online, because there's a lot of online shops still. Once you know, like you can buy, if you want to have like a little selection, see if you can buy charm packs or something of like, if you know Robert Kaufman, they have those color boards and stuff you can purchase, but they do get a little expensive. But if you're not being too particular, you can still shop online and get a lot of good deals. Yeah. Well, it's not, I mean, it is far, right, from Central Phoenix. It is a distance, but we go from here to Phoenix for a lot of things, even though it's a bit of a drive. You just make sure, I like to make sure that I'm doing multiple things. Like if I'm going to go somewhere, there's the Joann's, there's a Hobby Lobby, there's thrift stores and quilt shops. And even though Peoria is only 6 miles from here, it does take, 20 minutes to get there because of all the traffic and the lights and stuff. See, look, I have black, and I can just take my little hot iron. This one's really hot. I always say it, but this one is not the one that was recalled. So if you have one that you haven't used in a long time, there was a recall several years ago for some of these. This one just isn't one of them. My granddaughters want their baby blankets soft and cuddly. Yes, they do. Yeah, Hobby Lobby doesn't have hardly any. Michael's, I saw that Michael's seems to, I think, I watched some of the financial guys when they were talking about what Joann's could do to, could have done to save themselves. I think Michael's, now totally guessing, right? I think Michael's might have ran into a little bit of trouble, or they're just being smart and they restructured because they don't have as much yarn and embroidery and beading. Well, they still have a good section of beading, but they seem to be doing more of, like, they want to replace Hobby. For those people that don't want to go to Hobby Lobby, Michael's is trying to be their place for the home decor, and they have some like craft kits and stuff like that. So it seems like they changed it. Look, I'm kind of like yellows and greens with a pop of red over there, huh? They seem to have like changing things up a little bit to try to make sure, I would imagine, they stay in business too, right? I mean, that's what we have to do. We have to pay attention and make sure we're in good shape. Let's try this one. Well, that one looks good. Look, it's scraps. You don't want to spend too much time and be too particular, but you do kind of want things to work out, to kind of like look nice together. You can have the total wild and scrappy, or you can try to make things look good together. I don't do quilt stores. We only had one quilt store back in Florida, so I didn't have the option of going, and they didn't have a huge selection. They just kind of catered to their people. Of course, that's what you do. You cater to your customers, but they didn't have a lot of, like if I wanted to go in and buy 4 different black fabrics, I couldn't do it because they didn't have it. They just had the latest and greatest and not enough background neutrals and stuff like that, which is weird. They do have, I think the Michaels here had a small selection of like 15 bolts of cut your own fabric, but it was really, small. Waverly, I saw that at Walmart. Pioneer Woman, yep. Even the Dollar Tree has like jelly rolls and stuff, and just watch and see what the fabric looks like, because some of it looks really good. I did find the ones that I found a while back that were, awfully thin looking. So I bought these in Florida, so they're at least a year old. And they are craft fabric 2 by 36. So I thought they were really fun looking, but when I pulled them out, some of them looked quite thin. Like you can see, you see all the shadowing and stuff, so you can already tell that they're a little bit thin. So I thought I would just use these for my scrappy, like postcards and stuff like that. Or if I'm doing some type of a layering or whatever, there's something I can find a way to use it, I'm sure. Walmart, so many Walmarts are like changing up what they have. Like they're taking stuff out. Like, okay, now you had fabric, now you don't have fabric. You're going to have fabric or not, you right? Can't keep up with what they're doing. Walmarts in general are so hit and miss. I don't buy fleece and flannel and minky and all of that. I'm really not in a position to complain about anything because I still can work from my stash and I have a lot of scraps. I mainly need to purchase things like my background fabrics and stuff like that. And for me, white is white is white. As long as it's not see-through and stuff, I want good quality. But as long as it's white and it's not that yellowy white, I'm okay. So you remember on the last one when we made scrappy cards and stuff, we did the rainbow all the way down. Obviously, we're not doing that this time. But then I can go ahead and just fill in this gap with long bits and short bits and every bit in between. And I don't even have to go in order. I just want to have it so that it overlaps if I need to on both sides. Oh yeah, I've received as gifts, and I've seen it at the store, the Walmart fabric that's already prepackaged. Isn't that what they're mostly going to be changing over to? You can get a yard or 2 yards, fat quarters. Oh yeah, the fabric, the sales on fabric, if you go every other week, 1 week will have like fabric on sale and 1 week will have yarn on sale. Thank you to Sue Smith for sharing that information with me, because I don't go shopping for stuff enough to know all the special deals like that. All right, 1 second. Time to get a drink. Have you guys cleaned your sewing machine or changed your needle in the last month, couple of weeks? Depends on how busy you are. Are you staying hydrated? Are you taking all of your allergy med, etc., so you don't have any issues? I'm drinking cranberry ginger ale because it's good. Hi, sweetie pie. Morrissey woke up from her nap. They like when I do laundry so they can lay in the laundry basket. I keep towels for the cats and for in case like you're out traveling, or if there's like a toilet issue or something like that, or a broken water pipe. So I did these towels to clean them up because I found them in my closet recently. They've been sleeping in this laundry basket for 3 days now. I can't put anything away because every time I turn around, there's one of the 3 cats sleeping in it. Hi, June, and hi to everyone that I didn't see come in. Hi, Laura, because I'm doing this and not paying attention all the time. Yeah, that's the one on Bell, Kathy. I checked and I double checked, and unless I misread something, that one is still staying open. That's the one that's closest to me. Oh, and you guys, remember, if you have a gift card to Joann's, they say use it now. They're not going to be able to use them in 2 weeks, and they say you never know when they might change their mind and cut it off. So if you have a Joann's gift card, I say use it now, whether it's in a store or online. Yeah, the Hobby, I'm not sure which one you're talking about, Connie, but Hobby Lobby told me they don't even have a choice, that someone else, like corporate, just sends stuff to them. They don't even know what they're getting. It's the same thing at the Dollar Tree. Online coupon page. Coupons are nice. Hi, Terry. Coupons are very nice. Yeah, I have the jelly roll strips too that are sitting over on the shelf that I haven't used. Oh, we haven't talked about rulers yet. Let me feed some more of these. I got sidetracked between the Joann's and the people saying I talk too much, because we all know I talk too much, and we've made the decision. No music on the videos unless it's absolutely necessary, because sometimes it's a necessity, and Robin's going to talk. I delete out a lot of my chitter chatter that means nothing, but otherwise, let's say I finish this, and then do you guys want to see what's in my ruler drawer? We can talk rulers. So let me know if you want to see inside my ruler drawer. I'll empty it out. Thread packed, 18 bags of 12 later. Wow. Good job, Jackie. Good job. I don't want to clap too loud because I know the microphone picks up a lot. Okay, pink. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do some blue. Now these, actually this is Walmart fabric that was purchased many years ago. I just overlap it. No, wait, maybe it's Joann's. You know, Joann's and Walmart have the same fabric sometimes. Now you can hang out with us with the chitter chatter. Because that's what we do. We chitter chat. I mean, you're going to put a bunch of people together in a craft, or men or women that do construction or whatever it is, you know, football, hobbies, sports, anything, right? People talk. People talk. This was never meant to be anything other than exactly what you're looking at. Maybe we'll hold off on the purple. How's about, no, we have green. How's about some blue? Some red? Polka dots. Ooh. Are these going to be too see-through? Let's see. Too see-through. Just let it go. Let it go. Oh, bless my children. They sneeze a lot. My daughter sneezes a lot. So let's put that like that. And we'll add that over. Whoop, let go. Sometimes I use tweezers with this because it just sticks to my hands or I forget to let go. Christown? I've got some of the main areas here figured out, but I don't know where everything is. Christown as in a mall, or is that a city? I just, you know what I want to do? I want to have my, excuse me, I want to have my yardage. That 17 to 28 degrees made my asthma unbearable, had to double. Yeah, see, that cold is bad. Christown shop. Okay, I saw that there. Thank you, Jackie. I got that stupid contact dermatitis making my hands itch. You can't use the gift cards online? Okay, there you go. You have to go into a store. And if the one by you is closed already, then I'm sorry. It's terrible, right? Cut off the salvage. Put that there. This is not, just so you guys know, in case anyone's like, wow, you know what? But this is not, I'm not feeling inspired by this. I'm doing this because it's out and we're talking about it. See, I forgot to let go. I let go with one hand and not the other. I'm not excited about this. This is not making me happy. But it's okay because it's getting used, and maybe I'll get happy afterwards, right? Like after things get cut up a little bit more. I just have things that I would like to do. I want to hang out with you guys, and I want to do other things too. So it makes it kind of hard to... I have a rotary cutter. Okay, so here is one of the rulers I use a lot. This is a 2.5 by 8 inch. You can see the color, you know, it's Missouri Star because that's their like feature color of their rulers and stuff. I cut the little strip off. I like to use 1.5 inch strips because I've been using that in the last couple years with my patrons, so I use that a lot now. So I use the 1.5 inch strips. I've been enjoying using the smaller sizes, so mini charm packs. I have some layer cakes that I have to use up, so I have to figure out what to make with those. See, I have this space right there I could put this. Well, I have to put 2 down. So just kind of guess. I really enjoy working. I don't want to work with crumbs. I did the crumb thing, made my crumb curtain, made my crumb blocks. I'm good. I don't want to work with crumbs anymore. So, okay, let me make some explanations here first. I usually use anything 3/4 of an inch or more for projects like this. But if I come across some scraps, remember this is the ties that they cut the batik fabric and tied it around the fat quarter bundles. So I had to save them because I thought they were fun together. So I do use narrower strips, but it has to be something that excites me and gets me, you know, wanting to sew with it. So I might have some smaller scraps and stuff that I use, but it's because it's my rainbow colors, my red, orange, green, yellow, brown, whatever, you know, the basics and stuff. So I will save some fun things that are narrower and use them. But for the most part, anything that's 1.5 inches that can be trimmed to 1.5 inches goes into my 1.5 inch strip containers, and I sort them by rainbow color. And then otherwise, I just, whatever the pattern is, I don't always get to choose. When you're doing tutorials and stuff, yes, I get to choose what I'm doing, but at the same time, you're kind of going to use what is needed for that tutorial. So you may not always get to choose exactly what you're going to do, you know, and it's fine because I can kind of find a way to do things that make me happy and still do things for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's an ad. I hope I wasn't talking over the ad. Okay. Amazon carries all the designer fabrics. Yes. And sometimes on Etsy, you can go all the way down to 1/4 yard if you want to buy fabric. So if you know the designer, you can easily buy it online. You are going to have to pay shipping, but if you wait, a lot of the Etsy shops will give you free shipping if you spend over $35, and other places, you know, $50 or whatever like that. Road trip to Joann's. Oh no, Ella, they're both closing. Hi, Ella. I didn't see you pop in. Hello. Yeah, it's when you're closing 500 Joann's and you're only keeping 300, the chances are it's like the luck of the roulette wheel to whether or not you're gonna have that Joann's in your location. Sue's holding grudges on her fabric. You want grunge? She means grunge. But I bet you Sue does. I hold some grudges on my fabric. Sometimes I won't work with fabric or a project because it's you know, made me a little angry. So I'm like, I'm not working with you right now. I don't have too many hard and fast rules. I just, what works. I will avoid foundation paper piecing at all costs. But I will do simple ones if it's helpful, but I don't like to do it. I can. I don't want to. I do want to. I have such a long list of, we all do, right? The things we want to work on. I just need to either cut back on my list or restructure my life a little better. You know, whichever one works. I can also cut this on the diagonal and put a strip of white fabric, something that's about 1/2 inch wide, and I could sew it in and then sew these together and then use it like that. If this is like, it's one of the, was it Bonnie Hunter that says, if the fabric's ugly, you haven't cut it small enough yet? So that's a thing. So this one's more of a Dresden plate shape, or a Dresden, yeah, right? Dresden plate, yeah, because the plate's going around. I got it. So that's more of that shape. So I just hopefully will have something wide to go across there. Hi, Janice. I watched Missouri Star Quilt Company for the 3-yard cuts. Oh yeah, they just had that sale not that long ago. If you sign up for their text messages or their emails, they email me every day. When I open up my phone, there's a Missouri Star email. And if you pay attention, you can see there's like a cycle that their sales go through. So you can go ahead and check it out and kind of plan for it, budget it out, and then when they have their good sales, you can stock up. Now, sometimes with their sales, you have to pay, like you got to get 3-yard cuts. So you have to pay a little bit more than maybe you were hoping. But, you can get deals. You can get some good deals. I know we do miss that 20% discount. Okay, we're only going to be able to use some. I put all the pink over here and then I didn't use it. I do like straight edges. Pay attention to what you're doing and you'll see a pattern to what you're making. Unless you're just wild and crazy and you kind of just do whatever, you'll see a pattern to the things that you're making and you'll see what you enjoy. And then, make what you enjoy. Ooh, this one will work. I have that. Yeah, for anyone saying, ooh, gee, Robin, that's interesting. You're 100% right. I think it's time well spent hanging out with friends and chatting. But if this is finished and I look at it and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't mind throwing it away because it's already scraps that should be in the trash. The only thing I've wasted is about 50 cents of interfacing and my time. And my time hanging out with you guys is well spent. I like this section and I like this section. I'm not too sure about the center one, but I can do things and cut it up and put things in there, sew in strips or just lay strips in and change it up. Polka dots are hit and miss with people anyway. Oh, on the daily deals? Yeah. Oh, good tip, Jody. So anyone who's watching the replay, Jody heard from a YouTuber that there was going to be problems with them canceling out and not taking the Joann's gift cards. If your gift card doesn't go through and you're still accepting them, then have the cashier hand enter the number, and hers went through no problem that way. Hi, Claudette. Yeah, if you have to be careful, watch for the daily deals with Missouri Star. I don't know what Fat Quarter Shop does. I kind of watch hit and miss with their videos and stuff. I go there when I'm looking for something specific because Missouri Star has a lot of stuff, but they don't always have, everything, right? A lot of times they're sold out or they don't have what I need. So go in there just knowing, don't just buy to buy. If you're going to buy something specific that you need, keep an eye on it. And Missouri Star has that cart thing where you could put things in your cart and it'll save the price for, 5 days or 7 days or something. So you can add a bunch of daily deals on so you're not paying for shipping day after day after day. It's snowing for Janice. That's the thing, Laura. When we're down and out or we're working too much, that's when we buy stuff. And then when we have time, like when I was working and I couldn't sew, I was stocking up on yarn or fabric. And then when I had the downtime and I could sew, then I couldn't afford the fabric or yarn. I already had the stash waiting for me. So then I would go ahead and do that. And it just got into that kind of cycle like that. Yeah, exactly, Jody. Rearrange your fabric, fold it all up, trim down your scraps, organize them so you're ready when it's time to sew. And you're still touching things, so when the time does come to sew, you're ready to be creative. I can see, Where did I see? I saw something. I saw Mommy kiss. Right there, purple. Kissing Santa Claus underneath. We shouldn't sing, right? Because we sound really great in our head and know at least, you know, I think I sound acceptable, but then I hear myself. Fuzzies. So I'll put a little bit of glue. Put a little bit of the school glue, not too much because it does bleed through and you have to wash the fabric to get it to lose that look. Just enough to hold that down. No, this one came from there. Yeah, see, you can see kind of the white. When I do stuff like that, I'll spritz it with water and it comes up. I thought I had glue sticks, but apparently I'm out. The last couple times I went to the Dollar Tree to get glue sticks, they didn't have any. It was weird. Must have been after school shopping and stuff. Oh, the flannel scraps, yeah. Birthday Bash is good. They usually have some good sales. It all depends on what you're looking for, right? Like Missouri Star doesn't always have things on sale that I'm looking for, but if they just have, like I think yesterday, I haven't looked today, yesterday they had charm packs on sale. So I'm not looking for a specific charm pack, I just want to go. So when I go and just purchase things like that, I go for when it's on sale, and then I'm just like, oh, I can get this pack with all the blues, and that'll help supplement my blues. Because I'm different than most of you guys because I don't make quilts. I like to make quilted project bags and stuff like that. And that takes up a heck of a lot less fabric. And that's why I can go longer without buying. But you've seen my fabric hauls in the last couple years when, you know, a little emotional shopping and just buy because, and now I have all this fabric sitting on my shelves that I'm going to have to figure out how to use. Some of it's good for like linings and stuff, but that's when I like to just buy 5 yards of 3 different whites and some different grays or something for the neutrals and backgrounds. All right, so there is that. What's the clicky noise? Just clicks. Okay. So my next step is to decide, is it a fabric postcard or is it a... Hold on, my cat's doing something weird. Okay, is it a fabric postcard or is it going to be a note card? Because the smaller pieces can be note cards and the larger pieces that are 4.5. My postcards are 4.5 by 6.5, but I like to cut things 5 by 7. I'm wandering around looking for a ruler. S'moresy's yet to stay in the room. So I know 4.5 by 6.5, I can do 4.5. The black fabrics aren't quite wide enough. They might be if I were to peel off some of the rainbow, I could do it. So I could take these and just cut straight down here, and I would have enough of these to make fabric postcards. And then the same thing here. And then these, they are 6.5 plus, so they're about 11 inches wide. So I can do fabric postcards or I can do scrappy note cards with them. And I think scrappy note cards would work because it's smaller then. Oh, I love the grunges. But I noticed that when I take my scraps and I quilt them for fabric postcards, that by doing this, hold on, here, S'moresy's, you want your toys? There you go, baby. I get these silver stick things for the cats, and S'mores really loves them. Excuse me. So now I take, these are fun, okay, because those colors are really kind of cotton candy colors. So those are going to look nice. So I put some fun stitching on it. What was I going to say? Okay, so here's like, if you sort by colors, then you can just match them all together, and small ones, larger ones, or whatever, they're going to look good together because they're all in the same color family. Or you can use like the color wheel. These, I made these because these are the ones that are leftover bits from the log cabins. The log cabins look nice together, so the fabric postcards will look nice together, right? And then if you put a ton of quilting on it, it's kind of like when you're making string blocks. You look at it and you're like, I'm not sure about it. But it seems like when you put a ton of quilting on it, it flattens out the fabric and you're like, oh, okay, that's not that bad. Or you just put fabrics together and put them with like a white fabric or something that coordinates with it or contrasts it. And then, you know, you're in better shape. So before I forget my plan, oh yeah, the multicolor thread, yeah. Yeah, I was having fun using different stitches for like the postcards and stuff. So I can see where the black fabric goes right here because it's underneath the colorful polka dots. So I'm going to cut this off and I'll use this for fabric postcards. And if I need extra, I just add a piece of something down to the bottom, or I'll add it in the middle to make it wide enough to use for my fabric postcards. Now these, I'm not sure, I feel like these are good, right? I don't worry about the quality of these, but I would use this for myself for a zipper pouch, but I don't know if I would be comfortable selling it. I used glow-in-the-dark thread, but I did use a ziggy-zaggy type stitch that will cover both sides, because these are just, I went like this, and I overlapped it like that, and that's how I made those half square triangles. I did not sew them together. So I put a stitch down it that would cover both of them. So you could turn this into a coin pouch or a zipper pouch. It can go into tote bags and stuff. My only concern is I wouldn't want to sell it unless someone asked me to do this specifically, because I would worry about it fraying and coming apart. But for a coaster or a mug rug, I wouldn't mind doing that at all, because yeah, it's going to get wear and tear, and it's going to get washed and stuff, but I feel like it's not as much. Yeah, and down in Phoenix, they have that crafts place where you can just go in and they have barrels of stuff. Now, granted, it's not quite, buying yards of fabric and stuff, but I heard it's really fun to go in there. That's on my list of things to do in the Phoenix area, to go in and check that out and see what they have. Just random things, because I like to get cabochons and stuff for when I'm doing beading. I love to collect those large chunky beads, anything that can be like a cabochon that I can bead around and things like that. So all of this, see this extra stuff, it's not even attached to anything. It just falls right off because it was just overlapping. It's got some glue on it because I glued it. Oh, that one's got some stuff. All right, hold on. Oh, I guess you're coming off. So now I can turn this into fabric postcards in this direction. Sometimes when I have like no brain space, maybe I've got a migraine, I'm tired, my chronic pain is being chronic, and I want to do something, but I can't sit at the sewing machine. And sometimes when I'm really hurt and I'm kind of fidgety like this, so I tend to move around a lot and I can't sit still. So days like that, I like to pull stuff out like this when the brain's not working and just do it just iron on stuff like this. It's not earth-shattering. I didn't have to think, okay, I thought, oh, I want to put the black and whites together. That's as far as the thinking went for that, right? And now I can decide with all the stuff that's left over, do I want to keep it or do I want, oh, my voice sounds so whiny, or do I want to toss it, right? So let's see. I don't want those. I even emptied my trash bin, so whatever, see, I'm throwing away stuff. Giovanna thought I never threw things away. So somebody used this in a quilt or whatever they were making with it. I'm pretty sure it was like a quilt because they knew I love polka dots like they do, so they sent me this a couple years ago. So I went through and I use things, right? So if I don't want to use it anymore, then I don't feel bad tossing it. Some people will save all of these bits and they'll stuff things with it, pin cushions and all that. I'm not that kind of person. Let me unplug this iron. I don't like thread fabric in my pin cushion. Some people do use their, hold on. Oh, I forgot, we're supposed to do birthday gifts today. Some people do save their thread like I do, and then they use it to stuff pin cushions. Let me pick this up, and I want to show you guys my birthday gifts, because I promised I would. Silly me, I wanted to put that in the beginning. Hold on, pulling up my pants. I wanted to put that in the beginning so that I love these two colors together, so that whoever gave me stuff could see how much I appreciate what they sent. It's a bit wild and crazy, so if I had scraps of this, I might not save it if it's a certain width. I might just toss it right off the beginning. These, I've always liked that fabric, so I'll do that. I like the purples. I never have enough black and whites. Don't need this. Like that. Purples. This is stuff that needs to be trimmed down and then it'll be really narrow, so I'll let it go. I don't like the country blue with the goose and, you know, that country blue fabric. Always love the bright Halloween stuff. That can go. That can go. I'll keep that one. I do like this blue, and even though it's still kind of country. Keep those. Toss those. Too small. Grays are nice, but they're wonky. And look, out of that containers, that I had 2 of my small bins full of these, and now I'm able to throw all of this out. And it's kind of fun because I leave it over there, and every now and then I just like to look at all the fun colors in my trash can. And then this is what's going to go back into the bin. So I still need to sort through my scrap bins. I've only gone through a few of them. I'll get there. I'll get there at some point. I'm going to set these aside for my next sewing project. That'll probably get stacked up somewhere and not done. Okay, these will now become the next project. I'll decide what I can do with this. If I quilt it like crazy, I could turn this into, it can be a mat. I can turn it into a basket. It could become a zipper pouch, but I would definitely be putting batting on it and quilting it like crazy. Robin, do you get down to the quilt show in Phoenix? The sewing expo that Jody's been pushing down my throat and I didn't listen to her like I should have, that I just missed? Yes. QuiltCon, that is next week? No, I bought tickets to it. No, I'm not going to go to that. So, I don't know. Oh, I got the microphone. Don't mess with the microphone, Robin. I want to do some exploring, but I have so much to do here. So many things to get done. Like, I need to be ripped out. I'll be like, once a month, I have to go somewhere, right? Because there's just so many things to do and so much to get done that I'm like, too much like, right? Have you ever gone somewhere and then regretted it because now you're behind on whatever you need to do in your craft room or your house, and what you went to wasn't what you thought it was? I need to sign up for the, Jody, what's the name of that place? The Phoenix, Fairgrounds. I need to get on their email list or their text list because last week or the week before, they had the tractor pulls that I love and everything. It's crazy that Phoenix has some of the things that I loved when we lived in the country in upstate New York that we didn't have in Florida. So I want to go to do those things more, but I'm really not like if my daughter knocked on my door right now and said, let's go do this, there's a good chance that I'll go. Not today, because the live streams wiped me out, but I would go. But otherwise, I need to plan ahead. I need to make sure I don't overdo it and that the chronic pain's not going to flare, the migraines aren't going to get bad. If I plan ahead, I can protect my body from those things so I can go and enjoy it without coming home and being dead for a week. Ooh, mug rugs for Dad. Oh, yeah. Jackie, I'm going to guess, was the coffee table dark? Because when I was working at the hospital, I learned that as you get older, like over the age of 60 and stuff, you have the depth perception. You can't see the dark floor. So hospitals tend to, and nursing homes tend to have bright colored floors like the whites and stuff like that, so that the older people can see where they're putting their foot down. My daughter at the last house in Florida, she had the dark brown floors and she had a dark, it was black or blue or something, water bowl for the cats. I knew it was there, but I couldn't see it because I couldn't see anything on the dark floors. I'm a little early, you know, I'm only 56 now, but I'm a little early to the 60 and above thing, but I kept kicking it. So when I switched it out for a pink bowl, I always saw the bowl and I never tripped over it anymore. So if the table is dark, you have to have something light on it for the older people to be able to see. Jody would flip it over, right? Yeah, we give clean stuff to everyone else, you know, we don't give it to ourselves. Yeah, if I schedule it, that's why I want to see Keys Get Out video once a month. I got a phone mount for my car so we can go traveling. I've got a backup charger. I've got the tripod that you can hold or stand up. It has the remote on it. I'm set up, right? I got the microphones. I have all the good stuff. Now I just need to get there. Oh, let's get out. Yeah, so I want to do something, but now that I understand where my body is in Arizona and where places are and the amount of driving and where to drive and which highways to go on and which ones not to go on, don't go on any of the highways because they're all crazy here, I can go ahead and do stuff. Yes, it's brown, but you could see the bright green Snoopy mug. Yes, see, that's what it is. Oh, it gets small. I love the tractor pulls growing up. That's when I fell in love with the coin machine, because when you go to the county fair and they had all of the little gambling things in the center, and you put the quarters in and then the toys and stuff would come out. I loved all of that stuff. All right, I'm cleaning this up so I can show you the birthday stuff. The birthday stuff. You can still see all the fun things there. I'd been saving this spinning mat. I'm sure I told someone in some video. I'd been saving this spinning mat. I won it, and back in the day it was $50, and I'm sure it's pretty well up there still. It's an Olfa 12.5-inch spinning or 12-inch spinning mat. I never used it because I got in the habit, once I'm in the habit of doing something, I don't need an easier way. I just got used to moving things. So I've been using this because I've had it since 2010 maybe, if not earlier. So I've been using it to cut little things that have batting and the interfacing and stuff so I don't ruin my new mat, even though I've got marks all over it now still. So I've been using this instead of letting it sit on the shelf. This is my good china that sits in the china cabinet that I only bring out for Christmas, and then I don't want to because the little grandkids might break it, and Uncle Joey really tends to chip the cups and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, I use it. And if I use it up, then I use it up. It doesn't have to sit on my shelf and be good. Rulers. Yes, Connie, rulers. But let me do birthday stuff first, because I promised. Now, I know I have a couple of things coming still, But let me show you what I've received. I couldn't show it in the Whip It Wednesday video because we hadn't gone to the post office yet. Excuse me. I won't say who sent it, so if someone wants to claim it, they can. Otherwise, just know that I appreciate it. This is I got two hands, don't drop it. I'm pretty sure it's blown glass, right? It's blown glass with the pink inside and then the pink outside. It's a flamingo. You can see the little air bubbles in it and stuff, so that's why I know it's blown glass. I don't know if they can do it by machine, but this is another thing that I absolutely love is blown glass items. He sits right there all the time. So I can keep, excuse my face, keep an eye on it. So I love that. And then I received wool socks. These are from Amazon. I never thought to look for wool socks on Amazon. I'm never knitting myself socks again. Hold on, let's see if I can do this. Look, fun purple and pink ones on too. Now they slouch down for me, but they do come up pretty high. And they have that elastic, the cinching ribbing that goes around here. Oh, you can't even see. Okay. So it's got the ribbing that comes around here, and the cuff comes up pretty high. Now let me get my foot down before I fall. Okay. So there is 3, 4, there's at least one or more pairs in my laundry, but they are great. You see how they cinch in around here? They are wool, so they stretch out just slightly. So when I'm wearing them, sometimes, especially here in the carpet, the wool grabs the carpet and I can feel my foot slide just a little, like 1/8 of an inch. But it's so comfortable. They're not hot. They're 100% wool. They weren't very expensive because if you look online, you look up for women's wool hiking socks. Look at this pair that looks like this. We haven't been there since I was 13, so hold on. Morristown, we were outside of Morristown and our big town. Like if I live in Surprise and then I go to the big town of Phoenix, we were outside of Oneida. Oneida? There's Oneida and Oneida. So we were outside of Morristown. So yeah, so I love these socks. I wore them. Normally I wear socks during the day and I put clean socks on when I go to bed because I don't want to put dirty socks in my sheets. But I changed my sheets on Friday. So Thursday night I warmed the bed and my feet didn't get hot or sweaty or anything. I can tell that the kitchen floor, the tile floor is cold, but I can barely feel it and it does not make my feet hurt. And another thing with stretch. Another thing with these is wool has lanolin in it. That's that oily part that the sheep and stuff put into their fur. It makes it like water resistant and all that stuff. I've noticed now, being in the desert area, my feet kind of get a little dry, so I've been working on them. But by wearing these every day this week, I've noticed that a lot of the smaller bits of dryness in my foot is nice and smooth now because of the lanolin in it. These, I couldn't rave enough about these. Like I said, I won't knit socks for myself now because I don't have to. I will knit fingerless mitts instead because my hands are still cold. But those I can make that are, snug to my hand because most gloves are a little too loosey-goosey for me. And if I drop down a size, they're too small. But I so appreciate having these socks. My sock drawer is so full right now because I have socks for all seasons. But I'm going to keep an eye on these on Amazon, so when they go on sale outside of the winter, I am going to trim that bit off if I find the scissors. I'm going to buy more. Now they have thread and batting bits and all kinds of stuff stuck in them now. But that's okay. These have been washed and they look just as great as they did brand new, and they're fun colors. Now you can get solids in the course and all that, but I love these socks. 100% love them. I want to show you what somebody made me. You know how we talked about using like leftover zipper bits and stuff? This is like half of a zipper. So if you have metal zippers and you don't know what to do with it, Jody, I thought of you as soon as I saw that. I don't know what let me see. I don't know exactly which ones that were purchased for me because I couldn't specifically, you know, I didn't have a link to them. Amazon just said, here's a gift. They wouldn't even let me send a thank you note. But I typed, oh, you know, I should do it on my phone. I just went to Amazon and I typed in woman's wool, what? Women's wool socks. Look, right there. So these are, come on, and listen. Let's go there and see if I can get it work better here. There, can you see that? Because you see how these are the socks? Because this pair right here is that pair right there. And the purple ones are on my feet right now. So you get 5 of them for $20. Now you can wear wool socks for 2 to 3 days. I only wear mine for 1 day because that's the type of person I am. But if I was out camping or hiking or something, that would be different. I also walk around the house without shoes, and between the cat fur and the fact that there's desert dust in the house constantly. So you can find those, and it's a overall pick from Amazon, but there's other kinds too, and they all look about the same to me, right? So you can just have some plain ones if you want, and you can have colorful ones. But these specifically are the ANLISIM merino wool hiking socks for women. So I think they're really great. I love them. I love them, love them, love them. My kids don't want to hear about it anymore. I don't have to wear, I can wear slippers still, but the slippers that I bought because I was being cheap just to get going, I just bought $5 ones from Walmart just to keep the cold off of my foot. I don't even wear these with the wool socks because the floor, oh my gosh, the cold floor makes my feet ache so much. All right, Jody. So here's the zipper. And then you can have your scraps of fabric in here. Or see, there's a piece of netting on the top, like tulle. And you can put all of your loose threads. My arm got tired. Loose threads underneath it. You quilt all over it. You can put it on batting. You can put it on felt and stuff like that. You add a little piece of wire that you can cut around, or you can get just some piece of like an old earring or something, and then there's a pin backing on it. This is some of the stuff that I'd like to make once we get going, and I have, like, I don't even know, I haven't found all of my beads or anything like that. They're still packed somewhere. So I received this for like Valentine's Day, and my birthday is the week before, so I count it as double. So that is really beautiful and fun. Yeah, hiking socks, Connie. It says hiking socks on it, so you can wear them for hiking or otherwise. Oh, like when I'm in the house here, I wear these Skechers mules. They're D-Lites, L-I-T-E-S. I did learn that with Skechers that these are 9.5 wide, that I don't need a wide shoe in Skechers. The shoe is already wide enough. Like Nikes tend to be narrow, so I need a wide. And in these, I don't. So my foot, especially with the wool socks, it does slide a little, but it's fine. It has these great grips on the bottom, and I mostly wear these in the house, but I do walk to the mailbox or take the trash out. The garage floor is dirty, dusty, dirty, dirty. No matter how much time I take the big leaf blower on it, or I sweep it, or I scrub it, the dust just blows in all the time. And I don't like that on the bottom of my shoes. So I wear these a lot. I just didn't want to wear them with you guys because I knew I was going to be going like this a lot. And I didn't want to get off balance and slip because that would have been embarrassing. There's my birthday card. Scrap fabrics. It looks like, yep, it's just fused down with a candle on it, with the light. Thought that was really fun. And it says it just looks like a manila envelope. And then you can, you know, make a card out of it and write your note on the inside. So there's a lot of things you can do with stuff you already have on hand. Very creative. And then I don't know who sent this, so thank you so much. It was on my wish list. It's one of those pet lint rollers that you can, you roll, and then you could put it underneath the faucet and rinse it off and do it again. So I thought that this would be fun when, just before an item goes out, I have just these paper lint rollers, but you're going to constantly be spending money on it. Oh, look, it's stuck to the table. 1 second, I'll show you the tops in a second. And then you can just roll over and take your fabric right off of the fusible and just have to start all over again. So this will be great to get all of it off just before I send out a fabric note card or before I send out the zipper pouches. It catches all of the loose threads so you're not sitting there picking them one by one. Put it underneath the faucet and it's good to go. And then it stays sticky for a very long time, apparently, based on the reviews and the people on TV and stuff. And then it came with 2 little pocket rollers. So I thought that was really great. I thought the little rollers would be good for the smaller projects, and this would be good for the tops of them. You found them? Yay! I received the size that are 9.5. I don't know because I didn't purchase them. But the tops are stretchy, and it says that it's good for varicose veins because it has all of this stretch to it. Now, I don't know if a sock that goes part way up my calf is going to help varicose veins up by my knees because I don't know how that works. These feel great. They have a ton of stretch to them. They don't feel tight at all. Can you guys see? They don't feel tight at all on my foot. I don't know that I'm wearing socks except they feel like they're hugging me. Normally I wear tighter socks because I like that compression feeling, but these give me that compression without feeling tight. So every little section of it has stretch to it. Remember with Amazon, you can try them, and it's not always the easiest to send them back, but you can return them. I didn't see, the ones that I was looking at, you could get like a medium or large. It didn't have a difference in which one. And again, I wear, come on foot, I wear 9.5, and look, the heel is actually where the heel goes. When I first put them on, the heel goes up a little bit, but all of my socks that I buy size, what are they, 7 to 9 or something like that, the heel always goes way up here by my ankle. So here's my chubby little leg, and there's still, look at all that stretch that you have. And it goes right back. And the wool, once you wash them and you put them in these can go in the dryer. So once you wash them and put them in the dryer, then it shrinks back down to its original-ish size. Same thing with hand knit socks. You can wash them by hand and let them air dry. I have one of those big washer machines with no spindle in them. And when it comes out, it's almost dry just from the spin cycle. But I did throw them in the dryer. This part, ooh, that's really a workout on the thigh now, isn't it? This part up here, it doesn't slide all the way under my foot like my other socks do. Oy vey. All right. Probably should do my left leg too, but yeah, so it doesn't, it moves a little bit, but it doesn't like go around my foot or anything like that. So I just really can't say enough good things about them. I've worn all of these once and washed them once. The pair I'm wearing now is brand new. I haven't washed them yet. So I wore all of these and washed them, and they look great. And again, I'm scuffing my feet on the carpet and on the tile floor and stuff. If I'm just going to run out to the kitchen and get a drink, I won't put shoes on. If I'm going out to make a meal or do dishes, 100% I put my mules on. Did you guys have did you guys grow up knowing that it was bad luck to put brand new shoes on the table until you've actually like worn them for a full day or something? We used to get in trouble. My grandmother would yell at us because it's bad luck to put shoes on the table. Like if you just got home from school shopping and you put your box of shoes on the table, never on the table. Even my kids know that rule. Stepped in something. So that was the birthday stuff. Let's go and move this out of the way and we can look at the rulers. I'm very, very excited about this. I've only used it on my clothes and then I rinsed it underneath the faucet to see how well it works. Worked great. I love it. Let's see, we are different colors, over 10 years. Oh, you love that roller? I love the roller. The roller's great. Amazon lets me see what's on my wish list and what's been purchased. There are a couple of things that have been purchased, but I haven't gone up to the post office yet to see if they're there, because that's what Amazon has for my mailing address, is the P.O. Box. I'm going to just disappear for a second. Here's a ruler. Now I have one drawer over here in that white cabinet. It's from, I think I got this from Amazon. But I'll show you what's in this cabinet. It was this drawer. Now, normally I'm not much into the specialty rulers, but you guys have been so sweet and have sent me some, and I've purchased some myself. And then I have things like hanging up and all of that. So I'll show you what I own, and then I'll show you what I use the most and what I use them for. Where are my stuff? I keep some, Whiskers, you're not going out there. I keep some right where these socks are on the table. I keep this one at my table because I use it all the time. I also use, this one is 1.5 inches by 6.5 inches, but it has that 1/4 inch frosted area on it. Sorry, the floor makes the phone bounce. It has that 1/4 inch frosted, so I use this all the time when I have to trim 1/4 inch away from the line, like when you're making stitch and flip snowball type blocks. So I use this one all the time. If I'm sewing, I'm using that and that. I also have, this one is Missouri Star. My favorite is Creative Grids. That frosted bit really keeps it from sliding. This one is a 2.5 by 6.5. I keep it in the little bin with these. I don't use it too often. All the lines and everything confuse me, but I'll use it if I just need to cut a straight line or something like that. And this is an OmniGrid 2.5. I got a whole set. I have a 9.5, 12.5, 4.5, 6.5, 2.5 that I bought at like Michael's. So I use this when I'm boxing corners in bags and stuff. These are too big to put on the shelf. They're part of my OmniGrid. I won this one with the rotating mat, I think. So it's an Optima. They're 12.5 inch squares. To be able to square things up, I find really important. So I use those a lot. 9.5. It's smaller. When I go to cut things like this, double check to make sure I got everything. Okay. To put this down, this is so wide, 12.5 inches if I need the length. So I'm looking at, it's on my to be purchased from the Creative Grids. They have like a 8.5 by 12.5 or something like that. I'll have to look and see exactly which one. It might be on my Amazon wish list, so that I can trim without having all that extra to the side. These cutting mats are from the Dollar Tree. I use these when I cut my fabric postcards. It's actually chunking out here, so I just flip it over and use the other side, and I have backups. I also have a little Olfa one too. And I'd use this for trimming small blocks, like if I'm trimming half square triangles. Instead of constantly cutting in the same place on my cutting mat and wearing that one spot out, I just set this down and do it over and over again. It works out really great that way. Someone sent me an 8 by 8.5 inch ruler. I'm trying to use it more when I need to cut like 3 1/4, 3.5, because it only has, let's see if this will work. It only has the main lines, like it has 2, 2 1/4, 2.5, 2 3/4, 3. It has all the little tick marks that you can line up, but it only has the main line going like that, versus this one that has tons of lines going through, and it kind of, sometimes I struggle to zone my eyeball in. Am I the only one that has 3 Dresden rulers and I don't make Dresden blocks that often? So I have these 2 Easy Quilting Dresdens by Darlene Zimmerman. I think these are the ones you get at Joann's and Walmart and stuff like that. And then this one is a layer cake Dresden plate from Missouri Star Company. It does a charm pack and a layer cake. So I might use this one coming up soon. We haven't done any Dresden tutorials yet, so we need to do one of those. I have, this one has yellow on one side and black on the other. I do reach for the black one or the yellow one, depending on what I'm doing. The black one, my eyes can see better. 6.5 inch ruler, 4.5 inch ruler. 6.5 is the one I use the most, and that's an Omni Grip. But when we're talking about like cutting fabric, this is my Creative Grids. It's a 6.5 by 24.5. It has the 1/4 inch frosted and the 1/2 inch frosted. If you put it on this side with the white numbers, it goes 1, 2, 3. And if you turn it over to the black numbers, it goes 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. So I love that feature. If I need to cut a 2.5 inch strip, I don't have to worry about finding the line in the middle. It's the main line going this way, so I can just lay it down and it doesn't move. It doesn't even move when I use it on the fusible interfacing. That one struggle, because I have a Fiskars one that's the same thing. It's 6 by 24, and that sucker slides all over. I only keep that one to wrap my yardage around, so it's wrapped around every 6 inches. Dollar Tree Plaza. Yeah, I used to do the Dollar Tree place cutting mats all the time, but they don't have them anymore. It's different. Excuse me. Double wide Dresden. That's on my wish list. I do not have that, but I do have cherry picking from, who are these ladies? My sisters. Me and my sister designs. This ruler, oh, that's a good Ziploc bag, right? This one has, it's the double wide 4-patch Dresden. So you can make a 4-patch. Oh, wait, that doesn't work, does it? Hold on. I got something. So you can take a 4-patch and then you put this on and you line the 4-patch up in here, and it allows you to make that design. Sorry about the lighting. So I got this. This is a really fun one that I want to try out. I haven't done it yet. I thought I was buying the double wide Dresden, but I got the double wide 4-patch. But that's okay. That's okay. And then someone sent me things like, I think I got this one at a thrift store or from someone. It's Quilt and Day and Night Ruler. I haven't used that. I bought a pack of these at a 1/4 inch for doing marking the lines for half square triangles. I've got the smaller ones that I use. I bought an angler to help line up things so you don't have to draw the lines. I've never been able to use that. Little twister to where you, again, you make patchwork and then you line this up and then you can twist the fabric to do that. That's been on my wish list, but I haven't done it yet. Someone's making eggs. I can smell them. I love the long rulers. I bought this for hemming when I was making pajama pants and stuff until I found out it's cheaper just to buy them. So I got the Dritz Easy Hem. And then I also bought this hot hemmer during the time when I was trying to figure out what I can put inside my zipper pouches until I found a spatula so that I can iron them. I mean, that's kind of funny if you think about it. But I use this all the time if I need to, like, do in the back of a a pillow cover. So I fold it over a 1/2 inch, and then so you do 1/4 and 1/4. I purchased a 1/2 square 4-in-1 triangle ruler from Creative Grids. It's great, but I haven't used it enough to know, how to just put it down and use it without thinking about it. This is I have my bias binding on. This is the Missouri Star plastic, where they put the small, when you buy a mini bolt of fabric, you have that. That's in the drawer. I received a Quilt As You Go hexagon. This is the 2.5 inch. So this is a project, everyone's done them. I used to do them by hand, but now they have the ruler that you can use. So we'll try this one time. That might be fun for like a live stream or something. I bought the 60-degree triangle for a 12-inch finish size from Creative Grids. Still in the plastic because I'm going to use this for my salvage spiderweb quilt. And I think this might be the one too that I can do the wacky. Oh, here's the spiderweb one. So I have the spiderweb one. And I think this one does the wacky Christmas trees or something. There's tutorials out there for it. So I purchased that. My Advent buddy sent me the pineapple trim tool. But then I figured out that she had 2 of these, so she sent me the extra one. But then I have a video for this. But then I figured out that I prefer to just wing it and do it so that each round can be different sizes and improv and stuff. So I want to make another pineapple quilt. I have the Fawns and Porter triangle trimmers. I've never used them. Some of these things people sent to me, and other times they just came in like a bundle, like when you're going to get something at the thrift store or you buy a mystery box or something. I bought a lot of mystery boxes, so I have those. I haven't used them. On my walls, I do have Creative Grids. I've got the 20.5 inch square. It's right above. Here's my calendar, so it's on the wall next to it. I use that all the time. I also have the Stripology ruler, the extra large one from Creative Grids. Use that when I want to cut a bunch of strips. You guys remember my rainbow ruler? I use this because I hang it up because it's pretty, and I use it for straight lines, or if it's just an inch marking. If I have to do a 1/4 inch or 2/3 or something, I can't do it on that one. What's this? This is the Marty Michelle Perfect Patchwork Corner Trimmer. Guys, I don't have time to trim my corners and stuff. Not for individual sale. It must have come with like a pattern or something. I just, I cut off the dog ears when it's all sewn together. So I have another Dresden. This one is Matilda's Own. So this one is not a Missouri Star, even though it's the same color. So there's 2 of those. They're different degrees. So this is 20 pieces will get you a Dresden. 16 pieces will get you a Dresden. This one doesn't say anything, so I don't know what the degrees are on these. Oh, back pain. Ouch. Copied a hack from Michelle Fox and purchased a 3-ring binder and package of plastic zipper 3-ring bags. Yeah, I've thought about that. That's why everything goes in the drawer, and I only have the ones on top that I use. Everything sits there. I don't go through them. This one is a marquee diamond, so you can do like diamond blocks. So someone sent me that one. Oh, don't get me started on this. I purchased this. I thought I was buying, I got scammed on Instagram. I thought I was buying something like this with a thick plastic, and I ended up with just like cutting board material like. So I'm still going to do that, but just not with that tool. I wanted to do these. I used to have a Rubik's Cube that did these chains like that. So this is a Fons and Porter chain link template set, and it has the templates inside that I haven't used yet. So whenever I see something at a thrift store or super cheap online, that's what I get. So all of that crap, or all those rulers and tools and stuff, are there. Specialty rulers, you're only going to use a spider web one. You're only going to use a 60-degree diamond one when you're making those things. But when I go to make those are going to make my life easier. All of that yammering, the rulers that I use absolutely the most. Oh, that sounds like fun, Charmaine. I did the hexagons, the Quilt As You Go hexagons from Missouri Star. I learned how to do that by hand when I had shoulder surgery back in 2008, when I couldn't easily do the EPP because I would have to be careful. So I learned how to do this by hand, and I just stitched all these by hand for fun and never did anything with it. So the rulers I use all the time is my Creative Grid 6.5 by 24, my little rulers, and then I have a worn out 6.5 where you can't see the numbers around the edge. That's for fabric postcards, and this is for trim and blocks. And then I tend to use my 9.5. So out of all of this, these are the ones I use on a regular basis. You don't need all of these fancy things. Like the Dresdens and stuff, they used to do paper patterns all the time. They didn't have rulers, but it sure does make it a lot easier when you can put this on a layer cake and just flip it and go like that. I copied a heck. I have the hexagon. I have made a couple of the twister quilts and have another one planned. I've seen the twister tote bags, and I love the idea. My only problem is I haven't used it enough to visualize what do I need to make then to cut it out with the twister. What does my patchwork need to look like to use the twister to get this finished result? So unless I purchase a pattern, there wasn't too many free ones that I found online. There's some for like heart shapes and stuff, but I just want to do the twister at the top and a solid fabric at the bottom for a tote bag. So I keep, wait for the ad just in case. Oh, Giovanna's back home. Yay. Welcome back. No, let me see if I can find a pattern. Twister block quilt. Images. This is something I do too when I'm just looking for something. I might randomly look up something on Google and hit images. Oh, what's that? I don't think that's that. Okay, back up here. I think these are just twister patterns. I don't think these are with the twister tool, right? Yeah, look at that. That's not that. Let's go. Twisted block. Twist and turn, a fun way to frame quilt blocks. Well, let's look. Twister, ruler, quilt. There we go, little twister. That's pinwheels. You know, why does, whoops, now we're back everywhere. All right, if you search little twister ruler, Sue. So there's the rulers, right? So there's the ruler I just showed you. Missouri Star has something. Can you see the twisted quilt behind her and then the wreath also? You know, I was thinking, I've always enjoyed the Missouri Star tutorials. I was thinking sometime, wouldn't it be fun to just go back 12 years and find some of Jenny's old projects and then just do that on a live stream. We'll just do one of her smaller old projects, maybe make a couple blocks or something like that. We've been rambling, Giovanna, rambling. Hi, Pat. Hi, Lee Allen. Your patchwork is just 10-inch squares sewn together with a border, then placed a ruler. But what if, I can do that if like I have black and white squares, right? But what if I want to create something? I've seen them like make snowmen and stuff like that. There's a lot of fun designs. Let's see if, ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, Pinterest isn't on, I don't have it on this app. Let's see if we can go and look at it without being signed in. Nope, you have to sign into Pinterest. Anyway, you can try Pinterest. I love Pinterest. It's just dangerous. Set a timer so you don't do it too much. Okay, that's everything I've got today for you guys. Did you have any more? You're confused, Sue? Well, look up Little Twister Tool projects. Maybe that'll help. If you go to the Little Twister tool, where is it? Here it is. There's some videos for the Little Twister. I know I've seen them. They were really popular, you know, a while back. Oh, here we go. Little Twister patterns. See, that's the thing with Google is you never know what you're going to get. Okay, so you make your patchwork and then you lay your tool on it and you end up with these pieces. So I have it set to do, like we can do a tutorial on it, but I have to learn how to use it and then see, because you know what, you guys know I like to do, oh, look at that. That's a diamond painting. So you get lots of fun things that you can make. But I like to give you guys tips and tricks, and if I've never used it, then how can I give you, tips and tricks, right? See, so like that. How much patchwork do I need? How big of a squares do I need to make like a tree or a wreath? See, this is on Pinterest. You know how they show pictures, but they don't have it linked anywhere? That's the point that I don't understand. Like, do I need to go red, green, gold? How do I need to do it to put it? Yeah, see, how do I need to line it up to do things? So that's where my problem is. Let me see if I can find... I have like lists everywhere. I even go on to Etsy, and what I do with Etsy is I heart things and put them in my favorites, and I separate them by whatever, like bags, or maybe if I want to do a tutorial on something. I don't want to like copy someone, but if I see something, yeah, you don't like me. Because this is my old phone, so it doesn't do what I want all the time. So let me see. Like, I like to be inspired by something someone's done, or I'll put a favorite of a pattern that I want to purchase. Sometimes it's just a different way to make a drawstring bag. Like, okay, so this right here. There's a pattern for that. I don't need the pattern, but I love the way the colors look together. And I put this on here to remind me that you can put a piece of fabric on the bottom and get it all together. So there's the actual ruler. It's just a piece of plexiglass with lines drawn in it. And there's the name of it. There's a large one for the 10-inch squares and a small one for charm squares. No more templates, no more tracing, no more slipping, no more frustration, because it has these little feet on the bottom to keep it from sliding. Hey, no fighting. So I know I put one of those somewhere, either in my Pinterest I saw it, which I can't access now, but I just do all kinds of things. So if I see it, no matter where I'm at, I either save it to something on Pinterest so I can put it in a board, or I save it on the site that I'm at. And I'm pretty sure it's on Pinterest. Like this, okay? This is, I don't need to purchase a pattern to remind myself that I can make patchwork and turn it into this. Maybe I want to make just one block and have a mini or turn it into a tote bag or something. I don't need to pay the $11.19 to support the designer when I already know that this is a half square triangle. I know my measurements, so I don't always have to purchase something. On your 8.5-inch square ruler, why not put washi tape? I can, but instead, I can just use this that already has it. You know, someone sent this to me. I got this from my crafty godmother. She likes to send me surprises throughout the year for like Christmas and my birthday and stuff. So she sent me this ruler because she either has 2 of them, or she really loves it, or she doesn't like it at all. And she wanted to see if I would like it. It has the 60, the 45, and the 30, which is great if I need to use those angles and stuff. And I like how clear it is, and it's not, these tend to get like foggy looking almost. It wears down on the back and stuff. So I really like them, but I like how crisp and clean this is. Because I won't go out and buy a ruler. I won't be like, oh, I need an 8-inch ruler, let me go buy one. I'll make do with something I already have. But since someone sent it to me, I want to honor their gift and, you know, try to use it sometimes. So this one I am using a little bit more. These I do need to replace soonish, because if I need any of the measurements around the edges, they're all worn off. These rulers are, what are we in, 2025? So they're like 15 plus years old, and that's not a reason to get rid of them. But as they're starting to wear off and I've chipped the corners and stuff, when I go to replace them, I'll replace them with the creative grids and stuff. But I do have washi tape. I bought the fun washi tape from Amazon. I watch for sales and stuff so I can get stuff. I like to put washi tape to close my envelopes when I send them out and stuff. So I take the washi tape that I know that I might not want to put on an envelope or something, and I use it to mark my ruler. But that's usually for important things, not just 3 1/4. You know, I can see 3 1/4 on different rulers. I'm pretty sure I bought this in the last year on Amazon. It's got 50 rolls. And I don't know, I might have paid $8 for it or something like that. I don't remember. I didn't pay very much. Here's the bias binding that I put on the Missouri Star mini bolt thing. I'll put everything away nice and neat so that the points, so I have this, I just put my bias on so I know it's bias binding versus, let us call it Wonderland. Yeah, the tools, the projects seem to become really popular. Oh, I need a drink, excuse me. They become really popular and then they die down and something new comes up and catches everybody's eye. And then someone's like, well, I saw an old video or Robin showed her rulers and I haven't used my little twister in forever. I'm all excited about it again. I'm going to pull it out and make a project. So in, you know, a couple months you might see a new Christmas table runner or something using a little twister ruler. And then the newest ruler will come out and we'll start making, which one is this? The spider web. What I'm really interested in, and I've wanted this ruler for a long time, is a 60 degree. So when I saved up my Etsy funds and stuff, I purchased this for myself because I have a tutorial for 60 degree. You can make a table topper and it kind of looks like a spider web shape. That's why I always confuse it with spider web. I can do it with my 6x24-inch ruler, but a 60 degree triangle would make life a lot easier. So I picked up that because the Creative Grids rulers are not inexpensive. I love washi tape, Giovanna. I have very little use for it, but I love it. You have to use it because the sticky doesn't stick that much. Yeah, I don't do too many things. A lot of the times I'm cutting small squares. I don't do a lot of quilt blocks. Most of the stuff you're seeing from me are zipper pouches, fabric postcards. I do the tutorials. I am on a coaster kick right now. Everything I do ends up being a coaster. But like this is a 6-inch coaster. I made a 6.5-inch sawtooth star block with them. So I didn't need, big rulers to cut. But things like a flying geese ruler that helps you trim flying geese more accurately, easier, and quicker is a great tool. I'm going to be doing a bed-size quilt with various size flying geese. My half-square triangle ruler that's in here somewhere that I purchased, I really need to, I knew I needed to start using it more because I need to get used to it so I can just pick up the ruler and use it and not think about it. That way I can trim the half square triangles before you open them up. You can trim them while they're still a triangle, and then you open them up and you can trim them that way too. Yeah, you add a little bit of glue and the cards stick. Everything sticks really well. So that's my mess of rulers. Do I have a few more somewhere in storage packed away? I'm sure I do. But obviously I don't use them. I have a few random rulers, but for the most part, if I were starting out, I would get a long ruler, 6x24. So when you have your yardage folded in half and on your table, you can cut strips with it. And then whatever size quilt block you make the most, I would get a squaring up ruler. Now some squaring up rulers are just clear. I don't see anything like clear like this, and they just have the lines on it to square it up. And then you have the ones with all the little markings. So I like to be able to just put a ruler down and trim around it. That's why I got the 20.5 by 20.5. It's great when I'm doing pillow covers and tote bags. I can just set that big old ruler down and I can cut an 18-inch square out of it, no problem. The add a quarter is very useful. My smaller ones are tucked away. I keep them in that little container that's here, the smaller ones, because I don't need a big one. So this, I don't know if this is officially at a quarter. There's the one when you're doing foundation paper piecing and it butts up to it and you can trim it off with the 1/4 inch that way. This is a 1/2 inch by 12 inches. And then there's a 1/2 inch by 6.5, I think. And then another one that's like maybe 4.5 inches. I use these a lot when I'm doing that type of thing, when I need to draw the lines. These are great to just put down and you draw a line on either side, and then you sew on the lines and cut down the center. This is a great quick tool to have like that. Most of the time I have the seam tape on my sewing machine and I just use that, and that works out really well. But as the squares get bigger, I tend to draw the line still. Yeah, the foundation paper piecing, this one's good, and also the one that butts up. If I were foundation paper piecing, I would use this little 1.5 by 6.5 because it has that 1/4 inch right there. So I would go ahead and I would take it. Oh, look, I'll show you this in a second. I would put it like this so I can line up that 1/4 inch and trim. I did try these and I liked and disliked them. So these are ruler and template grips. They're the little clear donuts that you can put on. I did put it on a lot of my squaring up rulers, but the problem I had is when you set it down, it's great. But if you're using your ruler and you need to like move it or something, when you put it down, these little ruler and template grips, they stick. You're not moving that ruler. I like to be able to take, let me find a smaller one. These well, this is not a creative grids. Where did it go? Anyway, the creative grid ones, you just set it down and it's easy to slide still, even though it has that frosted window on it. It still slides really easily, while these grips, oh, there it is. these grips, they keep that ruler. So if you need to put them on a 6x24, I think these are a great thing to have. I believe Missouri Star has these, and they're not super expensive. They're great. I learned how to do foundation paper piecing by using an index card, because the lines on an index card are 1/4 of an inch. So I learned how to use the index card to like fold the fabric over or something and then trim it like that. That's how I originally learned how to do that. All right, is there anything else I can show you? So here's what I'm thinking. You know how I've been talking about wanting to do different crafts? But if I do them here on this channel, it messes with the algorithm and my channel no longer becomes a fabric channel. It turns into, I don't know what to do with you, Robin, and YouTube gets confused. We can hang out and do something for like an hour, because some of you guys want longer live streams. We can hang out and do something for like an hour or two, and we could do a fabric project. Then we can stop while I charge my phone, because who knows how long my phone's got left on it. We can charge my phone, I can get something to eat, clean up my mess, and then we can go to a private live stream or an unlisted one. I could put links up, and then we can work on things like this. Because I picked these up at the Dollar Tree. So these are diamond painting keychain. So I have a couple of these and we can sit and work on that. Or maybe if we want to do some embroidery, we can do that. We can work on beads and we can work on stuff like that. Because when I just say, hey, let's go live and do this, either you guys aren't interested or you can't find the live streams. So I thought we can try that. So you guys are all right here. You can have the link, follow it over, and then we can continue from there. Oh, Giovanna, I took my polka dots and I put it on my fusible interfacing, and I made these for fabric postcards or scrappy note cards. I think they're probably going to end up being fabric postcards, and then I think I'm just going to make some note cards with the one piece of fabric on it and do them that way versus the scrappy ones, because I have to make the fabric part, then I have to make the card, then I have to make the envelope, and it's a lot. And the single fabric ones tend to sell better than the scrappy ones. Scrappy ones are fine. Scrappy ones are fun to send out as thank you notes and stuff. So I'll probably still do some, but I think I'm going to do more of the one fabric ones for a little bit. Embroidery is allowed, but I can do anything I want on my channel. It's all allowed. But since this is my small business, this is the way I earn my income, I don't want to confuse YouTube's algorithm, because right now they're like, Robin does quilty stuff with scrappy fabric. Giovanna likes it, so let me show that to Giovanna. Let me show it to Sally and to Joe and to Heather, because they like other channels that do that. But if I do quilting and embroidery and I do crochet and knitting, it gets confused. I have a new knitting machine to make the headbands, the ear muff cuffs, whatever they're called. I want to bring those out and make those with you guys, but this channel has to be live stream and video tutorials of fabric stuff. But if it's an unlisted one, like my Patreon's unlisted, you can't see it unless you have the link. Then we can do anything we want and it doesn't affect the algorithm. You're welcome, Yvette. We really need to have timers there. I mean, you could do 15 minutes, 20 minutes. The new AI, I know, but I'm just saying, the new AI on the iPhone allows you to set a timer on apps. So if you don't want to set a timer on your phone, which I don't know why you can't just set a timer. Maybe because if you set a timer on your phone, you'll ignore it. But if you put a timer through your iPhone and the AI stuff, however it works, it was 2 updates ago, which we had 2 updates in a week, so I don't know. But anyway, you could say, I only want to go on Pinterest for 15 minutes. At 15 minutes, your phone's going to lock you out of Pinterest. You can't say, oh, wait, one more minute, one more minute. It says, no, you're done. So I think that's kind of fun. 4-foot pile of snow at end of my driveway and sidewalk. Of course they did. So now you can't get out. I know you are, Jody, right? I don't want to start a whole new channel because that makes no sense either. So I thought we can try that. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then I'll just do these things by myself and you guys do your things by yourself and we'll hang out and play with fabric. I'm okay with that. I just know some people want to hang out and do different things. So I thought we can hang out and make paper beads. We can make now this one's not too bad because this would be still fabric and we can do that. So it's a game, you know. My channel got really hurt with the moves and stuff, right? So I've been building it back up and things are going smooth, knock on wood. So I want to keep it going forward because it's my income. And it's different. You guys are watching it, so you're doing it for enjoyment. I'm doing it for enjoyment, but it's also my income, so I have to run it like a business. Hey, no fighting. Are you growling? Are you fighting with Sissy? Is she being a brat? Hi. That's my big girl. They're fighting over the laundry basket. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Sue? They put it there and then they fine you if you don't clean it out. Could you imagine like mailboxes and stuff like that? They would, I don't get it. I grew up until I was 13 in Connecticut and New York with the snow and all, but it's just crazy. It's just crazy. All right, guys, I'm going to clean up my mess if everyone's good. Make more tutorials. I will, Giovanna. I have tutorials. I have plans, and I'm doing it in a slow way, so some people will notice and some people won't. But I'm trying to mix a few things up to make it fun for me and for you and for everyone else that comes by and hangs out. Because while the Whip It Wednesday videos are fun, they're not that popular. That's why I want to tell you guys. According to my analytics, it says that I'm posting my Whip It Wednesday video too early in the morning. So I want to do a test run and I want to change the time. It says that most of the people that view my videos are online at 12 o'clock Arizona time. So I'm going to I'm dropping cat food. I'm going to change the time of my videos for a test run and see if that changes anything. So if you don't see my video come out at 9 o'clock on Wednesday, don't worry, check again because it's probably going to come out at noon my time. I have plans. I have plans. Oh yeah, Monday is a holiday, isn't it? Monday is President's Day, Family Day in ABBCNBONSK Canada. Boy, they put them all in there, didn't they? So whoever's in Canada, etc., I hope you guys have a great family day. Everyone else, that means, okay, Robin, don't go to the post office on Monday. It's a holiday. Oh, and remember, if it's a holiday, there's a good chance, check your trash, because your trash pickup might get delayed a day. Depends. Not always. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and for hanging out while look, we've been here for years and years, right? Things can't stay the same all the time. We have to tweak them and adjust them a little bit. So I appreciate when you guys hang out with me while I'm tweaking and adjusting. So thank you guys so much for watching the videos, doing the thumbs up, subscribing. Check out the shop if you were interested in any coasters. I have 37 of them I just added in. I'm really terrible with photos, so if you guys need to see a better picture, just let me know. I'm going to be finishing up the strawberry duffel bag this weekend, so that's up for grabs if anyone's interested. The original rainbow one, that one has already sold, but if you guys want a duffel bag, I'm going to be making more of them. I'm also going to be making the boxy bags. So I have some boxy bags coming up, and I have some the flat pencil or Notion pouches coming up. I want to do a tutorial for book sleeves, so then we can have some book sleeves coming up. And our next live stream is March 1st, but on the March 15th one, I want to do the mystery grab bags with you guys. I want to bring all of my stuff out, and I want you guys to help me make grab bags with the different items, and then I can price them and put them in the shop. So you can't say I want this grab bag versus this grab bag because they're both Dresdens. Wasn't that funny? So you'll just get a grab bag. You can pick it by the price, and I'll kind of give you an idea what's in it. Plus, you guys will see what's in them the first time because you'll help me choose what's going in it. Oh, today's YouTube's birthday. Happy birthday, YouTube. Don't you dare tweak. Oh, I'm going to tweak, Jody. You can't see. You can only see my hands now. You don't know what I'm doing, right? Oh, and that's so sweet. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. So that's what you have looking forward to. Log cabins on the 1st, and then the next one, that gives me plenty of time to work on grab bags. I'm really excited about grab bags. I love grab bags. Bye. And for all of you guys that made it through the replay, remember, you're probably at the end so you won't know, but the first 24 hours, I can't do anything about the ads every 1 to 3 minutes, but I'm setting an alarm so that I come in on Sunday at somewhere between 11 and 1, and I can come back through and get rid of all of those ads and stuff, so it's only a few ads. Bye, everyone.